My name is Jack Mellor. I'm running 100k from Berwick to Edinburgh for Maggie's. So at first, I kind of picked to do this run for probably quite selfish reasons. I wanted to set myself a challenge that was going to be borderline impossible for myself. But more recently, I've really enjoyed taking on the kind of charity aspect of things as well. And it's given me a much bigger reason to kind of keep pushing when things are getting hard in my training as well. So far, training has gone well for the last 16 weeks. I had a bit of a foot injury in the ligaments of my foot for 5 weeks, so that's kind of derailed me a bit. So I've not done as much of the distances as I'd want to do. But I managed my 50k 2 weekends ago, which is about 4 weeks out from the 100k. And even though it's only half the distance, that's given me quite a bit of confidence. So I think if it goes as well as it did with my 50k, then I'm pretty confident I'll get the 100k done. So I'd probably classify myself even now as a pretty average runner. I know that sounds pretty crazy to say when I'm about to try and do 100k, but prior to training for this, even 12 weeks ago, I'd never even ran a marathon. The biggest distance I'd ever done was about 26k. In my training since then, I've done only one marathon, which was also an ultramarathon, so it's going to be a pretty big ask for myself. So my biggest fear in this run would be, well, the most obvious one, not to finish it. Is I've put a lot of expectation on myself. I've raised quite a bit of money for charity. Everyone knows that I'm doing it, and I think if it wasn't to finish it, it'd be huge on me. So I think just to even finish the thing will be a massive relief off my shoulders. Kind of my plan for this run, like I've done in my training as well, especially over longer distances, is I'll be going pretty slow. Obviously, it's not going to be quick. So I'm hoping to try to get into a bit of a meditative state where I can kind of just zone out, ignore everything, ignore my surroundings, ignore the pain as well. And hopefully that'll be the kind of thing that just carries me through to the finish. I think the biggest thing that'll keep me going is just literally being able to meet up with people at the next checkpoint. Obviously at stages I'll have people that'll run sections with me, that'll keep me company, but in those moments that I don't, I think it's just always looking forward to getting to the next checkpoint. In my longer training runs, that's really what's kind of perked me back up. You could be in a bit of a hole, things could be pretty low, but the minute you meet someone up, you get water, you get food, then it really just kind of brings you back up and keeps you going. Originally, I thought it was going to be mostly physical, because obviously these are distances I've never ever got close to. In my biggest training run so far, which has been 50k, it was 100% all mental, and by the end of it, I wasn't broken physically. I probably could have kept going, but it was really the mental side of things that held me back. And towards that 50k, I just kind of wanted to stop, but my legs could have kept me going. So I'm hoping for this 100k, once the kind of goalposts have moved, I'll be able to just keep it going and pushing towards 100. So this is my biggest week of training, 2 weeks out. I think my overall distance for the week will be about 65 kilometres. And then from there onwards, I'll go into a deload for 2 weeks, which I'll just slowly taper off to try and peak for the actual race day. Worst case scenario I've imagined, again, obviously these are distances I've never gone close to, but there's so much proof in social media now of other people doing these kind of things. And the biggest thing you see is cramp. Obviously this is going to be an eating challenge as well for me. And then if you can't get food down you, then things go downhill pretty quickly. And then the biggest thing, obviously I've picked the middle of Scottish summer. So you have absolutely no idea what the weather could be. It could be very wet, it could be 30 degrees plus. I'm hoping for wet over the heat, but we never know, we'll see. So the biggest message I'd want this to send is, hopefully if I finish this, it really shows that anybody can do anything. That if me, as what I would classify as a pretty average runner, can go and run 100k, it really shows that if you put your mind to it, you can do anything. Obviously it doesn't need to be running 100k, but if you set yourself a goal and you work hard towards it, you can achieve quite amazing things. So the route I'm going to be following is 100 kilometres, starting at Berwick, just south of the border, and I'm going to be running all the way up the coast to Dunbar and then across to Edinburgh. I've never done the 50k from Berwick to Dunbar, in my training. So I'm not 100% sure of the route there, but I know there's quite a bit of elevation. I thankfully come to the first 50k, which will be hopefully on my side. Then from Dunbar to Edinburgh is the route I have done in my training. I think that's really where I'll probably start to struggle, because that pavement is literally just straight and autonomous the whole way. So we'll see. I think that might be the kind of area where I might break, if anything, 12,000. The biggest thing in this run is probably going to be my nutrition. Probably going to be one of the hardest aspects as well. Running 100k, I'll probably burn easily 12,000 calories, so it's going to be as much of an eating challenge as it is a running challenge. So if I don't replace that fuel, I'll burn into the ground. So there's no perfect nutrition to this kind of distance. It's really just whatever works for me and whatever works for whoever's doing it. You need to just have lots and lots and lots of carbs, lots of water, and then electrolytes and salt taps and things like that on top of it. Obviously, for 100k, I'm not going to be able to run 100k continuously. This is going to have lots of stop-start aspects to it, and I'll have lots of checkpoints where I can refuel, get lots more water as well. I reckon probably for the first 50k, it's going to be pretty early in the morning. I'll be doing probably every 15-20k checkpoint, maybe more in a day. I've got the luck of being able to just go on the phone and get somebody to drop stuff off. I have a really good support team around me as well that's going to help me through this. And probably in that last 50k, I imagine I'll be stopping probably every less than 10k. I imagine things are going to get pretty hard. So I think probably the last 10k as I enter the city into Edinburgh, there's going to be a bit of a push. Obviously you've ran in almost silence for 90k before that through the countryside. And obviously when you hit the city, when there's a lot of traffic, a lot more noise, you need to be a bit more switched on, which is obviously a struggle when you've done that kind of distance and your brain's not really functioning as it should do. So then getting for that last 10k will be a big push. The finish line, I think that'll be a pretty amazing moment. I'm hoping there'll be a few people there to see me over the finish line as well. I know my good friend Matthew will be setting up an ice bath for me at the finish line. Hopefully I'll be able to have a few beers and a couple of drinks if I'm functioning well enough.
Running fast.
Should I take these in?
Can I put them underneath here?
No, can you just put them in the front?
So we came to Berwick tonight. We left Edinburgh about 5 o'clock. We've landed here at the King's Arms Hotel. Pretty bougie. There's a bed to sleep in basically, but that's all we kind of need for tonight. Today I've eaten a lot of food so far. I've had at least 7 bagels. We've had a pretty good meal here tonight as well, so be up pretty early tomorrow and we'll get going. So, it's about tomorrow the clothes out, so I need my change clothes just to be easy access in there. I'll wear my UV shorts to begin with and I'll put these back in here to change into later on if I want to.
What about all the other t-shirts? To show that you would rather have that thing as well. Here up tone. Huh?
I think we'll leave them, one of them works at a time. So it's 5:10. So we're just a little bit behind schedule, but it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Didn't have like the best nights of sleep, but I you'd expect that the night before. So obviously there's a lot of like anticipation and excitement. I wouldn't say I'm nervous yet, but I'm definitely quite excited. Just gonna want to get the day started and get going. We'll probably go for another checkpoint about 6 o'clock. Try to get as much water in as we can early doors. Before it starts to get pretty hot. So we just try and make as much ground up in the morning as we can. Go on, Jack.
So honestly, that 10 to 15k of running at the start was like some of the most enjoyable running I've ever done. with like the sunrise coming up and the views from like, the coast, it was quite like a surreal and like euphoric feeling. Like I was pretty hyper aware of like how long the day ahead of me was going to be. But, like at that moment I was just trying to enjoy it and like not think about it too much. Obviously I was pretty aware that it was all going to come crashing down at some point. I didn't really know when or how soon, but it was pretty enjoyable at the time.
Some 13k in checkpoint 1. Probably the best bit of running I've ever done. Felt pretty surreal with like the sun coming up, so it's probably the start I needed. I'm probably well aware it's going to get pretty terrible from here, but at least if it's a good start, then we'll see. Yeah, I'll just carry them. Naturally, just that to be fair is really sweet.
So I felt pretty good up until about 21k in. At like 21k, like I started to feel a little bit sick. I hadn't been sick yet at this point, but I was definitely feeling a bit nauseous and I wasn't eating as much food as I wanted to do. My main kind of like carb source and energy source I was going for was like a Stricker energy bar, which in my training normally works really well. And they have like 60-50 grams of carb in them, which is enough. I can have like 1 or 2 of those an hour, like with other things, is a lot of food. But like anytime I was eating one, it was just not going at all. I think it was all in my head, but it would definitely make me gag and make me feel nauseous. So I wasn't quite worried yet, but like I was worried if I kept feeling that kind of way, that it was going to be a pretty long day ahead if I wasn't going to be able to eat as much food as I'd like.
There's ice in the box now, and I've put the, squishy sack, the water. I was just keeping it cold.
Eating that at the end, I felt pretty shit.
What was the terrain like? Was it high elevation or?
A wee bit of hills, but it wasn't too bad.
Are you saying the next bit's quite like scenic?
I think so. This next like bit to Dunbar is. Probably should have done John Muir way the whole way, but there's a coastal path, whatever it's called.
The what?
A coastal path.
I think that's the one that we...
So checkpoint 2, I'm 21k in about 3 hours I think. So probably the pace I want to try and hold for the whole time. So I'm holding about like a 7-minute K. I think my lapse time is maybe like 7-minute 30k. So I'm going to sustain that for the next, whatever it is, like 10 hours then.
Yeah.
Be pretty impressed, but we'll see what happens.
You're 1/5 of the way through already.
Yeah, so I'm 1/5 of the way through as well. So
and
far,
what,
so good.
2.5 hours? 3
hours.
It's good.
Yeah.
Easy.
What is it? Can you hear me?
Jack, Matt's on the phone.
Are you lad?
Can you hear him?
Alright lad, let's fucking go! Mellor, what's happening?
So coming into my 3rd checkpoint, I did feel pretty worse for wear. I'd been a little bit sick in the segment before that as well, which obviously is not ideal, especially that early on, if I'm not even being able to keep foot down. If you probably, like in the clips, I didn't look that worried because I was trying to keep really, really calm. But in my head, I was definitely starting to get a little bit worried. Like I was never at the point where like I can't keep going or anything like that. I was just thinking about the day ahead of this will catch up on me if I'm not getting enough calories down.
But you have to use big wipes in the meantime.
That's probably better.
Well, I know, but just for blowing your nose and stuff. Do you want me to do that?
Yeah. Go straight off road to the side, more to the coast. It's after Peas Bay.
After.
Just zoom in on it. The last 10k was pretty rough, but I couldn't do that anyway. It was the most elevation for the most elevation for like the entire like trip. I think in the last like 10k I've done the same elevation as like what our first seat is, so like about 250 meters I think it is. Around about that. So that was also gonna be pretty difficult. I'm struggling to get food down a wee bit as well, or not as much as I would like or plan to have. So it's probably going to be catching me a bit later on. I was a little bit sick in the last bit as well, but not too much, so hopefully that'll be fine. And I'll just try to consume as much calories as I can. Anything sweet's not really working right now, so I'm going like savoury, so like bananas, pretzels, anything I can really get down. So I'll try to catch up a bit and see how we get on in the next like 10-20k.
Like just before you got here.
And has he put a pair of trail shoes on?
Yeah.
Right, so we're just about to meet Jacko. I think he's about 22 miles in, so almost at the marathon mark. I think he's struggling a wee bit with his stomach, so hopefully I can inject some enthusiasm and energy into him. But he's doing good, so we'll jump in here about mile 22 and I'll join him for the next 10k to about Dunbar, I think, and then I think Colin's going to jump in, so hopefully it helps give him a wee energy boost, you know.
No, you're doing good, but hang in there. Yeah, my timer right's like where I want to be, so I'm not going slow or anything.
Oh, mate, just step after step and you'll be at the finish line. Just keep fucking going.
Done quite a bit of walking in the last like 15k or something.
Yeah, that's alright. Step on the gas next 10k, will I? Listen, I'll just take it easy. You'll be there. You'll be fine. You're almost a marathon down.
I'm like 36. More sunburned yesterday.
We're away to run. Let's fucking do it, bro.
How long do you want us to see you?
You know, just whenever Matt one's picked up, I guess. Go a bit of trail, but
You'll have to text me.
yeah.
Come on, 100k! Woo!
Mind the car!
In 1 mile, at the roundabout, take the third exit onto the A1 towards Edinburgh.
He was asking me how's it going.
You're gonna have to bend lower if you can, or sit on the floor. Please. Oh, I'm doing that. Oh. Oh no, it's in the small pocket.
Doing good, Jacko. We just hit the 5k mark, by the way, baby, for Maggie's. Come on! How fucking good is that?
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Incredible.
You fill that up, please? Just with water.
You should be proud of yourself, brother.
I actually got really teary when you set off. Like I was trying to hold back tears. Like seeing them run off, like in the sunrise or something. But
That's why we do it.
I can. Can you just pour in or something? There's no water on it.
You have to rejock. I mean, what to say here?
Where are we? We're almost at the halfway mark, aren't we?
Yeah,
5k to
45k in. The last 10k was pretty technical, but that's the one bit of the route I had no idea what it was going to be like, so it was pretty up and down. So it was good to have a good pal here with me to drag me around it.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was pretty treacherous.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're in a good position, aren't we?
Yeah.
Hit the 50k mark.
No,
You know that
feeling a
really
lot
well.
better from since the last one where I was feeling a bit ropey, but I've actually been eating a bit of food now, staying away from the sugary sweet stuff, so hopefully that helps a wee bit.
And the 10,000 milligrams of salt.
Yeah, no, I'm solving them too there.
Oh, actually, we forgot to
Yeah.
text you.
What?
We forgot to
I
tell
know,
you that
I'm
you
just reminding them.
Oh, don't take another one. 'Cause you're
Of what?
sick.
I won't feel sick.
Electrolyte.
Yeah, it's fine, that's not making me feel sick.
Come on. Take on.
Scary and quick. But I just think about it. Like I did up doing 3 and 5K this summer, and then the watch cross country, and then I think next summer I think
It's good to switch up a wee bit, isn't it?
You don't fancy any hundreds or anything?
No, 100 Ks.
not yet. I'll do one at some point. But
Well, if I can do it, you can definitely do it, so that'll be proof in the pudding for you. So with the last bit of the segment, kind of like 35 to 51k, the route really did keep pushing me. There was lots of like up and downs off the coast, quite a bit of elevation, pebbles, trails, beaches. So I didn't really do myself any favours with the route I picked. I was always quite unsure going into this segment because it was a bit I'd never ran before in my kind of training. So I always knew it was going to be pretty tough. At this point, food, the only stuff that was working was hula hoops, bananas, and kind of chocolate animal crackers that you kind of get in your packed lunches when you're younger. So it was definitely far from like ideal nutrition, but I was just trying to get any calories I could in. Obviously I had Matt that could kind of bring my spirits up a little bit as well and push me along. So even though it was pretty tough terrain and I wasn't eating that well, I was definitely feeling better than what I did previously when I was by myself, so it was definitely a good kind of like uplift.
So that's us at halfway point, 50k, we just finished in Dunbar. So I just joined Jack for the last 10 miles. I was only planning on doing on 10k, but I thought you guys were going to be there picking me up. But where were you? I thought you were getting me at the start of the golf course.
What?
I thought you were going to get me at the start of the golf course.
I couldn't get down there.
Well, so I'm 10 miles in, but I'm happy. Jack said it helped him, so I'm glad. Colin's just come in now though, so he's going to do the next 20k with Jack to Hampton. He's in a good place, he's feeling strong, we change of kit. He's doing good, you know, so 50k, it's into the unknown now. I think he did a 50k in his training, so now's the part where we see what you're really made of, you know. You know, when it gets tough and it gets really uncomfortable, that's where you see what you're really made of. So yeah, he's doing great. I've got full faith in him, full confidence in him. I'm so proud of him as well, and you know, he doesn't always show his emotional side, but you get little snippets from him, like when we said there he's done 5,000 for Maggie's, like that is just absolutely incredible. And you know, for Jack just comes out and it's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go for a run. Like I just want to run. It'll be a cool thing to do 100k, right? But actually, I think when he has time to reflect afterwards, he'll think about all the money he's raised for such a special charity, and you know, that's what will really stick with him for a long way. Even just the support on the day, all the messages he's receiving, it's pretty fantastic. So yeah, I'm so proud of him. Cheer him along the whole way. I'll be glad to see him at the finish line. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming along.
Proud of you, fucking smash it. You got it, in the bag. I'll see you later on.
You're looking me teary again.
It's a big thing that you're doing, so I'm proud of the effort that you've done already, so keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going, one step at a time.
Thank you, mate.
You got it. Go on, I'll see you soon.
Yep.
Go on, all the best.
Alright, it's getting pretty slow and long now, but today far I'm like 63, so it's just under a marathon to go, I guess, but
They're so nice.
they go down.
I'm sure I'll be up and down. I'm not looking for that 20k by myself, but I'll be pretty long. I think I'll get some music in and stuff.
Well done!
Hello! How are you doing? Get serious. Go get the hug him.
I know, I was gonna go out.
I think I saw you at when you were visiting, but
Yeah.
I have to take really slow.
Are you managing okay?
Yeah, I think the last 30 is going to be an absolute slog, but
Yeah, totally.
I was okay. So the last like 5-10k is painful in places now, so
Uh-huh.
it's going to be a bit of a slog, but
Okay. No, so honestly, it's so fun.
So I got like 20k by myself now.
Okay.
That's pretty tough. I got the last like 10, 12k for other people, so
Honestly, what I'll be thinking if you like the whole way, it's going to be, you're going to smash it.
I'm very confident. Also,
It's good. And you smashed your target.
yeah, that was
You're
better.
back.
Amazing.
You're
So,
gonna
so
so,
good.
so, today alone, so
Really?
Really?
Okay.
maybe not just under that, maybe, but
Okay.
still.
Good to check. Thank you so much.
God,
Yeah,
I think
that's
God,
like-
that track that I was running.
Oh, it's honestly so inspiring. We've all been looking at it back.
Yeah.
We've watched it here already, so thank you.
Yeah, like everyone is so proud. So proud. So thank you.
Those hurt you upset down as well.
Have you got a good playlist for 20k on your own?
What's the plan?
Good.
God, I feel like
The
someone's
first
mum.
10k I did it, I had the same song on repeat for like 20 times. So, pretty hard to think of the song.
Fair enough.
Best
Just blurt any
that
thoughts
again.
out.
Yeah,
Just
fair
like
enough.
blast
Fair enough.
it.
Well, actually, we've got a present for you because we're not going to be able to be there at the end.
Oh, that's really fun.
So we've got
Thank
to
you.
be Maggie's bit.
Oh, I've got to finish it now, don't I?
Yeah, you can keep it in your
fancy.
pocket as well.
Yeah,
Don't feel like
thank
you
you.
need to keep it
Run the
on.
whole way swinging behind.
Yeah, but what you've achieved so far is actually
Thanks for coming out.
incredible. So no, of course, we're so glad we could. We've been looking forward to it all week. So.
Thanks. Thank you
No
very
worries.
much.
No worries.
Can I get some
I
water
know
and
you're
stuff?
going to get a snack.
Water and stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
51 to 71k, Matt left me, and then Colin joined me for 20k. This segment felt pretty slow, but I was kind of just focused on like any progress was progress. I did do quite a bit of walking here as well, but I'm not surprised. This was a completely new distance for me, because obviously the most I've done up until this point ever was 50k. So I think anything past that 50k was going to be a bit of a push. So I was really just trying to dial in on that any progress was progress, and it didn't really matter how quick it was. Obviously there was no time restraint on this challenge, it was just trying to finish it, so I was just trying to keep moving.
Some Lakeside spot.
Just drink it, yeah. Listen, maybe don't put more electrolytes in it, but just put water in it. So it's been like 7k since my last checkpoint. I was pretty worried about this bit because I was going to be running by myself for the first time in like probably 4 or 5 hours. And I thought it was going to be pretty tough, but somehow I've just ran my fastest segment of the day. I don't know what's done that, maybe the music, who knows, but I feel pretty good. My Achilles is kind of blown up a little bit, it's a bit sore. My ankles are pretty sore, but
Do you want some tea?
no, I'll be alright. I've had some Nurofen and stuff like that, so I'll just keep it at bay and I'll be alright.
It's nice.
So 71k to 90k, this was a segment I was kind of really worried about. I didn't think much of it before the day, but throughout the day in the morning I was really kind of thinking about it, because obviously I'd done maybe about 40k with other people and I wasn't by myself. So I was pretty worried about then taking on a challenge and being by myself for so long after having company for that length of time. After I'd left Maggie's at that checkpoint, I was actually quite emotional. I don't know why, but I did have a wee bit of a sob to myself on the road. I was quite overwhelmed, but I was like still really determined. But I don't know how or where it came from, but this next segment was my kind of fastest splits of the day. I felt quite insane, to be honest. Like I felt almost possessed. Like my determination to finish it was like insane. I put music on, the music made me feel amazing. I think I was even like singing songs to myself out loud, so I probably looked pretty crazy to bypassers, like who's that guy on a run just singing songs to himself. I'm going pretty crazy. Any sort of pain I felt, it kind of disappeared as well. I just felt like my mind was so focused on that goal. I guess with that your body then adapts just to allow you to do it. If anything, like I actually felt worse when I was walking or running slower. The faster I went, like the less pain I felt in my knees and my ankles, so I kind of just went with it and went quickly. I kind of felt like I was on such a high that would carry me all the way across the finish line, which obviously was never going to happen, and it did come crashing down again, but at the moment in time, like it was the best feeling in the world. If I was to ever do like a challenge again like this, it would be purely just to feel what I felt in those kind of like 20k by myself. I would just do it to feel what I felt then again.
Yeah, Jacko. Jackie boy.
I'm just gonna fill up water then.
What's left to go? 15, 17, 15. Oh, he's smashing it. Matt was out earlier on saying that he was doing really well, and then everyone at work this morning was keeping a massive eye on the tracker, and yeah, buzzing. Just looking forward to getting to the finish line and enjoying the moment after that, I think.
So my last like 10k, obviously I think as it would be expected, everything kind of crashed. There was no way I was going to like sprint the last 10k. It would be very quick. The pain at this point, especially both my knees and my ankles, was pretty excruciating. I was in a lot of pain. I luckily had Jamie join me that allowed me to kind of navigate me through the city. It was quite overwhelming coming into the city as well, because obviously being in the countryside with very few people or kind of people that pass by you, then you come into the city where it's super overwhelming, lots of loud noise, traffic, people. So I'm really, really lucky that I had Jamie that can help me navigate through this. I've kind of joked with Jamie that I felt pretty amazing until he showed up. Not that he's to blame for that, but yeah, I'm going to blame him for it.
So we just dropped Jamie off in Musselburgh to run the last like 15k with him up to Westwoods, and yeah, he's done amazing. He's done so well. Still smiling and still, yeah, just cruising along. And yeah, I'm so proud of him. And I just wish that he could see like himself through my eyes, which I think he ever will. But yeah, he's just amazing, and I'm so proud. And yeah, I can't wait to see him at the finish line at Westwoods with everyone there.
Oh my god, brilliant. Oh my god.
Come on now.
Jesus. Oh. Oh, Jack.
Any words, Jack?
Not really.
I don't think he's got Jack. Oh, brilliant, well done.
Unreal, mate. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit crazy to do something like that, lads. You are a legend.
Like, off his head.
You did it.
Massive marathon GD's up.
Love it. Incredible. We got you a wee.
Thank you very much.
A wee something over there, that'll sort you out.
I did it, 100k. Honestly, it might have been the hardest thing I've ever done. On the surface, even the worst. But overall, it's changed me. There's something about chasing a goal that scares you, something that feels just so far out of reach. That's where you will learn a lot about yourself. People will doubt you, you'll probably doubt yourself too. But if you keep going, especially when it gets uncomfortable, you'll be amazed by what you can achieve. When people say you can't, sometimes that's exactly when you should. Purpose, that's what always keeps you going. For me, having purpose is the best thing on earth. Because when why is strong enough, the how stops being an excuse. Purpose doesn't need permission. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. So how far can your why take you? That's what I've come to love about ultra running. It strips everything back. It's not about how fast, it's about how far and who's beside you when it gets tough. This was never about the how, it was always about the why. But purpose alone isn't always enough, because life will test you anyway. The truth is, that's life. We all go through stretches that feel impossible, things we didn't ask for, things that break us down. We all experience unhappiness for different reasons, but it's the same idea, one step at a time, with the right people behind you, and the belief that even slow progress is still progress. And that's why doing it for Maggie's was so right, because what I felt on those 100 kilometres doesn't even come close to what people face walking through their doors. They don't choose the challenge, it chooses them. And yet they keep going, often quietly, often with a smile, and Maggie's is there every step of the way, providing calm in the chaos. So when it got tough out there, when I hit the wall, and I did many times, I remembered why I was doing this, for the people fighting something far harder than I was. That's what this run has gave me, more than a finish line. It gave me clarity, strength, and more importantly, purpose. I'm not a religious man, but there's a verse I think of a lot, and it stuck by me during this run. Romans 8:18. The pain you're feeling now is nothing compared to the joy that's coming. That's life. Hold on, something good is always coming. Your deepest pain can become your greatest strength, and the finish line is not the end, it's where everything begins. Keep running, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts.